Welcome to the Oddfrog Chop Shop, your one-stop podcast for all things toy, design, collectible, comic book, video game, movies, pop culture, and more. And now please welcome your hosts, Kelly Greenwood and Eddie Hermosillo.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Oddfrog Chop Shop. This is the first official podcast for Oddfrog Entertainment in our 112 design 112 Street Chop Shop. I'm going to introduce myself real quick. My name is Kelly Greenwood, co-founder and CEO of Oddfrog Entertainment. Over here we have my business partner, Eddie Hermosillo, COO and president of Oddfrog. And we have a guest today to talk about the 112 Street Chop Shop and talk about the muscle car we have been designing for several months. As many of you know, that's kind of why we're here. It's what we want to talk about today, especially with Aaron, who has, kind of an inside perspective. And we're not here to talk bad about anybody or, we don't really know what happened. So we're just here to be as transparent as possible as Oddfrog Entertainment, who, we were so excited to get involved with the community and stuff. We just want to kind of be as transparent as possible about what happened with the car and where we're going with the car in the future. So, Eddie, I think I'll let you kind of start off telling the story about how you got involved with the car, how you met that particular garage, and then Aaron, after that, we'll get your perspective as well.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. So let's go to the beginning of the story. I found his Instagram, and then he was posting custom-made vehicles. I loved the idea. He then proceeded to create a business. I reached out to him and I was like, yeah, this is a great idea. I kind of, admired it for a while. And then once he began to release, like the renders and whatnot as a toy designer, and you can find us on oddfrogentertainment.com if you want to look at our credentials or anything. They're all there. But I reached out to him as a design company. I showed him what we could offer as designers if he was to, work with us. And we showed him models. I'm not sure if we can get some of those up there, but we showed him the difference in design work that we could provide compared to what he had. So we reached out, we established contact, we talked for a while, and we were on board. We were supposed to be designing the models. But up until that point, we were not involved in any way, shape, or form, any pre-orders, anything like that. So we never received payment for our work that we've done. And last I heard from him, he was in Texas and ghosted. So I'm not sure exactly what happened after that point. That's why we're just trying to clear our name. We got stiffed just as much as everybody else did. And yeah, we're kind of here trying to talk to Aaron. He kind of had some inside views on the whole thing. He worked with that garage on a more inside level than we did. Like I said, we just designed what he wanted designed to make it manufacturable, make it, production line quality, and be able to produce in mass numbers.
Oh, I was just going to say, Aaron, maybe you can give some inside perspective even to us. We just kind of lost communication. For us on our end, what happened was we got a full-on development schedule. We sent our design to our manufacturer, where they then designed for manufacturing, because it's definitely a different kind of thing to mass produce the design. And we got all the way to where we have this model that is ready to be prototyped and manufactured. So we kept kind of saying, hey, it's time for capital. We need to get this rolling. We've already gone several $1,000s into the design, and now we need to pay our guy to make the next step. He had the development schedule, and, we got to that point, and then we were told several different things over that month. Like, it's a new account, that everything's on hold. Oh, the transfer, it's going to take a while. Those dates all came and went, And finally, we had to give him a hard deadline because it's like, we have a schedule and we need to stick to it to get it manufactured. And I ended up giving him an ultimatum, that if we didn't see the money by into business on a certain Friday, that we weren't going to be able to do business anymore, because it leaves me in a position where in the future, I can't rely on him for a development schedule if there's no communication, no capital, which is the only thing we needed him for once the design was done. And so as a business, it puts me in a really hard spot to move forward with somebody that operates like that. So we finally just had to call it. And then I guess, what would be interesting is kind of have an insider perspective. You worked with him and stuff like that. And, without denigrating anyone, what can you tell us about your experience?
So, are you guys hearing me? Okay, cool. So I'd been there from the beginning. I'd known the owner for quite a few years before that. He'd been in various places, been in certain things that we wound up becoming friends because we just talked a lot. And he eventually came to me saying that he wanted to do this company. He wanted to start it, making 112 scale vehicles for the community. And I thought it was an awesome idea. I was excited for it. I was hopeful for it. I wanted to be a part of it. And one of the first things we tried to do was this, I'm going to call it what it was. It was a Batman Beyond Batmobile, but it wasn't the Batman Beyond Batmobile. Licensing and all that. And that, we were tracking orders and everything, and then all of a sudden, never produced. Nothing happened. People got refunded. We moved on. Then I understand he gets you guys as, designers for the new muscle car we were trying to do. And then a few weeks after that, I get the update, oh, we got a contract with Big Bad Toy Store. Okay, awesome. We're official. We're legit. They're putting out pre-orders for this now. And then a month went on, and a month after that, and it just kept going. To the point where I kept asking about anything, because I never signed anything. No NRDs or anything, or NDAs rather. And, no money came in. Nothing happened. I kept asking about the check that BBTS had sent. Nothing. Kept getting told, because his bank was like Bank of America. And he was saying that it was delayed, that they were sending out the payment in small bits, and he kept changing the story. And it was at that time that I started to really lose faith in what had happened. And ultimately, I guess around the time when you guys said, gave him that ultimatum, he started bad-mouthing you guys. And after that, it just kind of thinned out. The last time I heard from him, he was supposed to be in Guatemala coming home. And that was pretty much it. I knew anybody who ever did him wrong, I guess, or in his eyes did that, he would badmouth them to me, and then turn around and try to salvage it with another business partner, and I would write his emails for him and stuff like that. That was my thing. But yeah, after that last bit, I just knew it was time to cut it off.
Yeah, it's that's unfortunate. We felt the same way. We were so excited. It seemed like such a great idea. And when the distributor, I think the distributor was either right after we came on board or right before, something like that. But I ended up having to reach out to them and just be like, look, I just want to let somebody know from our perspective, I can't move forward. Once I finally gave him that and the deadline came and went, I reached out and said, we would love to do this vehicle, but I can no longer work with this person because I have no faith that they'll follow through on a development schedule. And we were going to go, what month was it? It was, I believe, the end of this month, we were supposed to be going into mass production. and which would have been perfect to have everything by first quarter. We designed a awesome packaging, and go ahead, Eddie.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we had designed packaging. Our manufacturer has been in the business since 1982, building toys like this. He loves cars. The guy that owns the plant loves cars, loved working on the design, is actually excited to get back to working on the design. And I guess that's probably a good segue to kind of talk about that. And we're going to move forward with the car. We're going to change the design to make it, something that we're happy with, something that doesn't look like the original. But I don't know, Aaron, if you've gotten to see a lot of the interior shots we've done and stuff, but it looks beautiful on the inside, and we're really proud of it. So, at this point, what we have to do as a business is come up with the capital to make the prototype. I can tell from what the community is saying, everybody wants to see the prototype and a product. So basically that tells me what we need to do. We need to get the prototype. So as a company, we were excited to work with the garage because apparently they had the capital already to do what we needed to do. If we had the capital from the distributor that they got, it wouldn't be an issue right now. We'd have the prototype and we'd be partially into tooling. So what I would like to do, and I just want your guys' feedback. Eddie and me have talked already, but Aaron, I need to know from you and from the community too. And, it'd be great to have you come and sit in on some of our business meetings with us, Aaron, just like since you're familiar with the car and the process, we would love to have that wisdom. Going forward, I would like to take the risk of getting the prototype made, reaching out again to the distributor and saying, this is the manufacturable product. Then I'd like to launch a legit Kickstarter to where if it doesn't go all the way through to the Kickstarter, everybody gets their money back, or it doesn't even go through, like legit Kickstarter, not pre-orders that go into my bank account or our business account or anything like that. Everything on the up and up, because that's how you got to do it as a business, first of all. But the main thing is we don't see anybody really digging in and doing a 112 vehicle that's quality enough for the community to use in high-end photos and stuff. And that's why we put all the detail into the interiors and specifically leaving it matte finish for customization. We had a whole idea to put decals up on our site so people could order custom decal kits. I mean, we really want to do this. So, I don't know what that sounds like to you, Aaron, having worked at the garage before, but it's the most legit way I can think of to go about it at this point.
Quite honestly, it sounds a lot more heartfelt and authentic. Not that I ever thought the owner was a liar or anything like that, but it seemed like he would keep jumping from thing to thing with good intention.
Yeah,
I would give him that. Good intention, but never followed through with any of it. And I remember the plans we had laid out, he and I discussed multiple times, like we were going to do basic vehicles first, then we're going to switch to cyberpunk style stuff, and it was going to be like a whole thing. And the ideas that we threw back and forth, man, if that stuff got made, I know the community would absolutely love it. Yeah. I want to see it happen. I want to see them get something they can love and enjoy, and had to go with their figures. It would just make it would make my life, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how exactly our feelings. We just thought it was such a great idea. And then looking around, looking into it and doing research, nobody's really doing anything on that level. So, all we can really do as a company, and Eddie, I'll let you finish up and add in any thoughts after this, but this is basically what I wanted to tell the community is like, we love being a part of it. Like, this is what we wanted to do since before we even went to art school, you know. And just real quick, briefly too, like Eddie and I both went to the only art school in the world where you can get a 4-year bachelor's degree in toy design. So, you know, it's very true to our heart. I mean, this is something we specifically went after. And so it's important to us to make sure the community knows that we have no ill will towards them. And, you know, one of the things we want to do is try to get some smaller items out onto the market so that we can start generating some revenue to go towards this vehicle and get this thing rolling. But yeah, at the moment, our plans are to try to secure the capital to go to prototype by the middle to end of next month. And, you know, it should only be about 2 to 3 weeks after that we'll have a prototype, and then maybe another couple weeks to get it shipped to us from Hong Kong or Shenzhen. Yeah. But once we have that, we'd love to have you back on the show to talk about it and show it and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, really, as a business owner, I'd love to have you a part of the team in some fashion. And I'll talk a little bit more about that once we stop recording and stuff. So, Eddie, is there anything you'd like to say on it?
Not much more. I think you guys covered it all. I mean, we all kind of felt the same way in the beginning. You know, it felt like a genuine, heartfelt story. I mean, it's something like Kelly touched on. You know, we all feel that the community lacks something in this niche that we need. You know, the vehicles for all these high-end figures. And, you know, that garage was just a player in the game. And, you know, we're just another player. But apparently we might be one of the only ones now. So we're just going to continue and follow through with the promises we made, with the models we showed, of course, changing them so they suit more our aesthetic instead of the other garage's aesthetic. That was his thing, and we have our thing. So we're kind of branching off and doing our own thing now. And yeah, like I said, we're just here to keep those promises that we made and, you know, manifest what we want to see. That's why we're here. Toy designers, we want to see the toys that we want, and that's what we're going to do while listening to you guys as well.
I think that wraps it up well. Awesome. I mean, Aaron, again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for reaching out to us at the same time. I mean, we were kind of taking a lot of heat there, and it's like, whoa. And you had some nice things to say to us, and we really appreciate that. And so thanks again, everybody, for listening. We'd love to hear your feedback. I want to keep this podcast going on kind of a regular basis. We'd like to take images from the community at some point and feature like pictures of the week. And we have a lot of fun plans, get in some video game reviews and stuff like that. So, you know, hopefully come back, like and subscribe and all that. This is our first one. So we appreciate you bearing with us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. So, Mike, I think we'll stop recording here.